Scandals. Use of personal data. Most popular network in the world. Incredible growth. Mark Zuckerberg? But is it a good time to buy Facebook stocks at the moment? Hey, how's it going, investors? My name is Louis Olivier, and welcome back to the North Investors, where we're all about personal finance on our path to financial freedom. Today, we'll see together if it's a good time or not to buy Facebook stocks, and be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video to see what is my big announcement for what's coming up next and what's coming up this summer for the YouTube channel and what is the big project on what I am working on. Now, let's take a look at the company. Facebook was first founded in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg, that was actually a student at that time. This company is one of the members of the restricted club of the GAFAM, which includes companies such as Google, Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. And this company is pretty well known around the world for being the most popular social network around the globe, with more than 2.3 billion of users all around the world. And obviously, this company with time actually acquired many others big companies such as Oculus, WhatsApp, and the biggest one amongst them, which is Instagram, that has a total capitalization of over $1 billion. Now, when we take a look at the value of Facebook, the first thing that we notice is that today the stock in the after hours gained a lot of value. Technically, it gains more than 6% in the after hours. So we are the 28th April when I'm doing this video. So it gains more than 8% due to their recent earnings. And this had the impact to boost the value of the stock. And it's presently at $325 per share. Before it was just before the close of the market, so just before the announcement of their earnings, it was around $305 per share. And the interesting thing with Facebook stock and the value of it, we can see that since the crash of last year, so of March 2020, the stock has been in constant growth since that point, and it's currently at its highest point since March and since the creation of the company. And we will see later on in this video why does this stock is still undervalued compared to its potential growth. Now, when we take a look at the fundamentals of this company, the first thing that we notice obviously is that in the after hours, the value of the stock rise a lot and gain more than 6% of value due to their recent earnings, as I just told you before. And another thing obviously that we notice is that this company is quite a big one with more than $850 billion of market capitalization. And also their beta is positive and is higher than 1. And for those who don't know what is a beta, basically it's a great indicator to measure the systematic risk on which the stock and compared to the market is evolving on. So it means that the systematic risk basically is the risk link to the market. So it's a great comparison that you can do with the stock and the market. So you see that when the beta is higher than 1 and even higher than 0, it means that normally the market on which this stock is evolving on will be very positive and is expected to be very positive for the future. After, obviously, we got the two great indicators in the P ratio, so the price per earning ratio and the earnings per share ratio to show the value of the stock. So on the P ratio, we can see that the price of this stock is currently at really a fair price, I would say. So around 30-25, it's a really good price. Well, actually a really good ratio to buy this stock with this indicator, and the earnings per share are quite impressive with 10.09 earnings per share for every shares. And for those who wouldn't remember, what you can do to see the current price of the stock is multiply the P ratio with the earnings per share ratio. and we will see later on in this video how can we predict the future value of Facebook for example in 5 years or in 10 years, etc. So how can we predict it? After, obviously, this stock is not a dividend stock, so there is no dividend that is given to the shareholders. And we also see that the 1 year target estimation by the analyst is around 351 before the end of 2021. And in my personal point of view, I would really see this stock goes to $350 by the end of 2021. What is also interesting about companies such as Facebook, obviously, as well as they are undervalued at the moment, is the fact that also because it's considered as a growth stock, because it's not paying dividends to its shareholders, it's also the fact that they are using all their retained earnings and they are using it to really improve the quality of the business and of the company. So to do that, basically they are using their return earnings and they are putting money, for example, in research and development, into buying some new equipment, into doing some different researches, etc. So they are using it to improve the quality of the company, to make the stock grow faster, which could be very interesting for people that are looking for growth stock or for value stock that are also undervalued compared to the market. Now, when we take a look at the financials of this company and with the income statement, we first see that the revenue are in a good growth since 2018. So that's really a positive sign of a good health of this company. So we've seen that they are really growing since that time. And that's the same things applying to the profit. So that's really positive on that side. And after, when we take a look at the earnings before interest and taxes, they are also increasing. So that's all some good news for the income statement. So we see that the company is really in a growth mode, even though we were stuck in the pandemic and many shops, for example, close, or many different companies goes to bankruptcy. But Facebook was not affected by it due to the fact that this company obviously is a tech stock. So everyone was staying at home and they were all on their computers and on their cell phones. So they were all on Facebook, and even the traffic on the Facebook, as I told you before, it increased. So that's really positive on that side. And when we look at the balance sheet, it's the same. So the assets, as I told you at the beginning of the video, they were acquiring many other companies like Instagram and like Oculus. So that means that their assets are as well increasing. And with time, we see that they are really increasing a lot. And since 2017, their asset almost double. So that's really positive. And we see that it's the same for the capitalization, because an interesting thing about Facebook, and for those who remember well, the assets are equal to the debt plus the equity. So in this case, the equity is the capitalization. So what does the shareholders have? The assets is the total value of the company, so everything that they do have. And we have the debt, and this company before 2018 had no debt. So it shows that they were able, since the creation of the company in 2024, this company was able to manage and really manage well their cash flow, and they were able, as we saw before with the chart, they were able to continue to growth permanently. And in that case, in 2018, they decided to use debt, but still their debt is really low compared to their total assets. They are using less than 10% of debt in total. So as we saw with this analysis, Facebook could be a very interesting stock to watch, especially for growth and value investor that wants to buy some undervalued stock and try to sell it way higher. So that could be really a great perspective and a great idea to take a look at the Facebook, especially when we take a look at the pandemic, because with the pandemic, people were staying at home, so they were a lot more on their cell phones and on internet generally. So They were a lot on Facebook, so that means that this company is there to stay, and it will stay in the future for sure, because it's like the biggest social network as we saw in the old world. And it's really interesting because at the moment, even if the price could for some people could be high at the moment, with hitting its highest point at around $315 per share, this stock is really a keeper in my perspective, especially for people that like are young and that are trying to invest a lot in growth stock. For example, on my side, I am trying to build a little portfolio, obviously, of fixed income. So for example, dividend stocks and fixed income that will come every month and that will increase every month. But on the other part, I have like a big portfolio as well of growth stock that I want to make grow with time, obviously, because it's a great way to make your portfolio and the value of your portfolio increase fast. But as always, guys, it's your responsibility to do all your researches. But personally, I could see Facebook hit the $350 mark before the end of 2021. So now is the time for the big announcement. So guys, in the past, I've told you a lot that I was inconsistent on YouTube and that I wasn't able to upload video on a daily basis because obviously I had school and I had different things happening in my life. But now I have solved the problem, and for this summer, because obviously I finished school for this summer, and what I want to do basically is gonna come in July most likely, and I will actually reconfirm you the date when I know when it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna do a full week of uploading, which means that every day, so it's on 7 days, and every day I'm gonna post a new video, and it's gonna be about a series. And just to give you a little tease about that series, basically it's gonna be mainly for people that are new on the stock market and that want to learn how to invest. But it's also gonna be a good series for every advanced investors, and I'm gonna give you all the detail in my future videos. And so in my next videos, I'm gonna give you all the dates and when this big week is gonna happen. So guys, I really hope that you liked that video. And for those who are new to the channel, I invite you to come and join the North family in subscribing to the channel, to be aware and to be there for this new summer edition and this new summer series that is coming up next. And for those who haven't saw the 2 previous episodes about the series Is It a Buy, I will highly invite you to go check out my latest video about that series, which is about the Chinese company NIO, and it's gonna be right over here, and I will see you there.